Hello, my name is Ellie. I'm here with Lindsay from Ink Ellie, and we are going to be doing some packaging design today. We're going to be, Lindsay will be in Illustrator and showing you guys, this project is going to be so fun. I'm really, really excited for it. It's probably going to be my favorite project I've ever hosted on Adobe Live.
Thanks, Ellie.
Because of the subject matter. So I'm so happy you guys are all here joining us because it's going to be a really, really fun stream. And actually, Lindsay and I are both in Campbell, California, which is right outside San Jose. So
yeah, we're like a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
Can't hang out.
Crazy small world. We've never met in person, but we're going to once things are a little calmer here.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for being here, Lindsay.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This will be fun.
Yes. So say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah.
Let us know if this is your first time joining. Looks like we have a lot of people jumping in.
Cool.
We have Eddie, Kyle from Seattle. Go Hawks.
Cool.
Football season's coming up.
Nice.
Yes, it is. Juan from Venezuela.
Wow.
Cornell, Voodoo Val, of course. Hello. Savvy from Toronto. Henry from the UK. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. There is a full schedule today on Adobe Live. We can go ahead and take a look at that before we jump into everything and go through what is going on today. So this morning, there was an Adobe Fresco stream with Victoria, and then Voodoo Val led the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. And then there was a photo compositing stream with Weston Fuller, and then an Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with Julia. And you can watch the replays of all of those if you missed them. And then right now I'm live with Lindsay until 2 o'clock when there will be a XD Daily Creative Challenge with Peter. And then at 2:30, a draw along with Kyle. And then at 3, a design off with Voodoo Val and Kat Willett. So definitely stick around. There's a lot going on today. Adobe Live's really stepped up the game as far as programming goes these days.
Yeah.
So lots of great stuff. And then in about an hour and a half, Lindsay is going to be reviewing the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. Julia showed how to make custom graphics for a t-shirt earlier today. It looked really fun. So work on that and submit. You can get all the details above the chat. There is a tab that says challenge. And if you click there, you'll get the starter file and all the details to submit. And Lindsay will be able to offer some feedback. And even if you're not finished with it, if it's like a work in progress, we want to see it. And maybe you'll find some inspiration from this stream and design something like on theme. And I'll let Lindsay share.
I hope so.
Yes, I'll let Lindsay share a little bit more about her and also the theme of this stream today.
Yeah, so my name's Lindsay. I am the owner and brand designer at Ink Ellie, which is a boutique design firm that focuses on brand identity design, packaging design, digital design. And we focus mostly on e-commerce brands, product-based companies, doing like fully customized brand identity systems, and also brand refresh and brand redesigns, which is what we're going to cover today.
Awesome. And what are you working on today?
Today, we are going to rebrand Jan Levinson from The Office.
Yes.
We're going to rebrand her candle company, Serenity by Jan. Like, why not, right?
She needs a rebrand. It's
God,
sad.
It's next level. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She needs it desperately.
She needs your help, and I'm really excited. Do you want to show a little bit of your work so we can see a little bit of what you've done in the past. And I think you mentioned wanting to share something else from this series that you've done.
Yeah. So, this is where to find me, inkanellie.com. I, like I said, I do a lot of brand identity work.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Packaging design, all kinds of stuff. So, I'm also on Instagram at Ink Ellie Design, and then on Behance, which I just recently got on. Like I said, dark ages over here. So I'm on Behance now, which is awesome. And so I can kind of give you an idea of what to expect from today. I started this series. I was kind of just looking for like passion projects, like, obviously with everything going on right now, there's a lot more time on my hands. So I was like, I had these ideas in my head. I'm a super huge Office fan, like humongous fan.
Me too.
Almost embarrassingly. Like, so I was like, I've had this idea in my head for a while. Like, I want to just like rebrand all of the like fictitious companies on the show. And so I started with like Shroot Farms, which is what I'm about to show you right now. And so I really just like went through and like, how would I rebrand Shroot Farms to be like a little bit more exciting, more appealing to like people who wanted to come to a B&B, made some, mock-ups of stuff, really tried to like get in detail about like, things that are said on the show and stuff, like, Mose is the assistant to the B&B manager. Stuff like that. Just, I mean, it's fun to do passion projects. You don't have a client really to like, tell you what to do. So you're kind of just like,
whatever you want.
Yeah. So I just, went to town, made some beach shampoo and conditioner, like just really went for it. And yeah, I think it turned out really fun, and shared it on Instagram, and people thought it was really funny and fun. And I think it got like, their creative juices flowing, and so today we're going to do the next company, which is Serenity by Jan.
I can't wait. Passion projects are so great too, because you don't have to wait to share them till the client makes it live. You can really play around, create the kind of work that you want to be hired for. And for us, a lot of times when clients reach out to us, it's like the projects that we've done for fun are the ones they reference when they reach out. Like, we want something like this, and that's
it's like, it's like, don't wait for the work that you want, like show them that you can do that work by creating passion projects, and that will get you there. So like, I would love to work for B&B or like a boutique hotel. So like, I think this is a great way to like get that. Also a candle company, like would love to rebrand or brand a candle company. So I think
such a good idea.
Showing fun stuff like that in your portfolio is a great way. If you don't have the clients yet, like that's a great way to like at least get started and like get your name out there, and you can, tag those industries and So
yeah, for sure. It sounds like everyone's very excited about this in the chat. Eddie says, too funny. Yes, please more.
Oh my God, There's so many companies that we could rebrand.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Vanessa says, love the colors. Yeah, everyone's very excited. So
great.
Thanks for being here, you guys. And feel free to ask questions in the chat. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you come over to Behance so that we can see your comments and hear your questions and answer them. If you're leaving any comments in the chat on YouTube, we won't be able to see it. So come over to behance.net/live, and then we can engage with you more. So yeah, and Giovanna says, such a cool idea.
Great.
Cool. I'm excited. Let's get started.
Okay, cool. So I kind of started, so in my process, I usually would make, let's just say Jan Levinson came to me and wanted me to rebrand her company. I would jump on a call with her. We'd go over some of her background, and this is kind of, just a little rundown, which is also an Office reference for all those that are like super fans.
Yes.
The rundown.
The rundown. What's a rundown?
What's a rundown? So this is her rundown. And so just showing a little background for people who aren't familiar with the show at all. She has this, She has a company that sells candles. She's also the, I guess, what would you describe her position at Dunder Mifflin? She's
I don't know
corporate.
what her actual title is. She's in corporate. She's
Yeah.
in management in corporate, it sounds like, because she's managing their, she'll
Yeah,
like come to the
she's
branch and.
Right. She's Michael Scott's boss, basically, and also his girlfriend.
Yes. Off and on.
Yeah, off and on. So she has this like side business, and she loves making these candles. Apparently they don't smell very good, according to Jim and Pam. But so she comes to me and she needs to rebrand. Like she's, you know, the client rundown, she's reworked the formula for the candle scents. Sales are going really well. She got more funding, probably from Michael, the rest of his, like, you know, retirement. And she's expanding her line. She wants to do more scents, you know, and here's the couple scents that she's wanting to do. So then I would make her do this, you know, super in-depth client questionnaire, kind of get her background, her target audience, competitors, you know, like where she sees herself in 5 years, you know, that kind of thing. And really get a sense of what she's looking for with this rebrand. And so I've kind of already come up with a little bit of the brand discovery, which would be the next step. So kind of just going, normally, you know, it depends on the client's need, but brand strategy can be super in-depth or super, you know, just simple like this one, which, you know, because I don't actually have a client questionnaire filled out by her. So we're just going to do like the super simple version of this. But yeah, so her brand mission, she's, you know, create simple and soothing luxuries for the modern woman to help her unwind and relax after a long day at the office. And then her ideal customer, you know, we kind of list that out, and then brand tone. So these are kind of the words that we're going to be thinking about when we're branding her, her packaging and her logo and stuff. So this. Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of what I've come up with in my mind of, you know, where she wants to go for this modern woman, jet setter, you know, but also loves to stay in with a glass of wine and her close friends. Just something super modern. Normally I would really just go in and explain each of the visual inspiration squares, and really go in depth on like why I chose each thing. Like this is for, you know, what we're thinking for like texture, wanting to bring in some, you know, shapes and stuff to keep it modern, unique font choices, you know, kind of the brand photography that we want to use, and kind of also like a color palette in general. So what I'll do now is I'll kind of create an idea of the color palette that we're going to go with. So I'm just doing Command D to multiply those circles, make those a little bit larger. And, you know, because there are so many, you know, she's got 4 scents, we're going to need to think about secondary color palettes and how those will look together if they were all lined up. And so I want the general primary color palette to be very neutral and clean. So I'm thinking, you know, like a black will be good. I also want to use this gold color.
Yeah, I love that.
And then maybe even just like this cream. So those will be like the 3 primary colors that we're going to use on the packaging. And then I'll do, we'll just do 2 of the secondary colors for now. Okay. So what are so we've got Bonfire, Hunter Green, New Milk, which I found these on the internet. There's like a fandom site for this, and these were all listed on there actually.
Is that where you got the artwork, like the original candle artwork?
I just Google
someone
searched.
was asking.
Yeah, I Google searched, and there's like a bunch of if you just Google search Serenity by Jan, like this comes up, like a lot of this comes up. And I think some people actually sell these too, which
really,
yeah,
wow.
They sell like stickers and stuff, which is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, so so I'm gonna use, these are all gonna be our secondary colors. And I want it to be like a little bit modern versions of those colors. So not like, a brown for this or like a, apple green or whatever for that one.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit more modern or muted, I guess. So I want to do like a sort of similar to that color, but maybe just a little bit brighter.
Caitlin says, hi from SF. Love this idea, Lindsay.
Oh,
and
hi.
Julia says, I love this slide so much. Me too.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
It's beautiful.
So maybe so that would be for maybe denim. Let's say bonfire could be like more of a burnt orange color. Yeah. Something like that. And we can always adjust these once we get to
sure.
the actual design. Hunter green, let's go.
More olive green.
Yeah, just like more of an olive green. That, and then we'll do new milk. Sounds interesting.
Sounds like something you don't want to smell, but maybe it's
like,
good.
I don't know how she got new milk as her vanilla scent, but whatever. We'll do like a pinkish color, more of like a let's go, yeah. Let's fix this one a little bit. So that's general. I think that'll work for us. It's a little, these are all going to be modern.
Yes.
Modern options. Let's go a little bit more, a little brighter with that one, maybe. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So obviously I wouldn't normally like send them that many colors. I'd probably send her like these 4 to approve, and just say like this blue is for, the first possible scent, and then tell her there are secondary colors that'll come along with it, because I don't want her to get like stuck on color choices. So that's kind of where we'll start with the color palette. Let's just put that together. So assuming she would like see this, love it, approve it. This is really where we're like, I need her to be on board with this look and feel of this visual inspiration, because that's kind of where we're basing everything off of. So everything I design, I'm going to be looking back on this, saying like, does it fit with this visual inspiration board? Does it, describe these brand tone words? Really just, this is our base where we need to keep coming back to make sure everything is where it needs to be. We can now, I suppose, jump into design.
Okay. Voodoo Val says these colors look fabulous.
Oh,
and then Eddie says you could do a cross promo Shroot Farms beet milk candle scents.
What? Oh my God, a collab. I love it.
Getting crazy. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm going to take this and just bring it into this blank concepts page, just so I have like super easy access to seeing it. Ignore. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put all of this on the side. So yeah, that's obviously a lot of colors, but we're going to need them if, she's got a line extension.
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, we'll start with the word mark. So we really need to, we need to change that font. It's I think she's using Papyrus for her font. It's like
very dated.
The font that Avatar uses,
Uh-huh.
I think, which is surprising. I don't know if you've ever seen that SNL skit with Ryan Gosling.
No.
Has anyone ever seen that? He you have to look it up on YouTube. It's hysterical. Okay. He basically, it has this like super dramatic bit where he like talks about them using Papyrus, and he's just like so upset about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
It's so
I need to see that. That's awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it in a couple of different options as far as like if we want to do like lowercase or capital. So I'm gonna give it a couple of options like that.
Yeah, we have some fans of that video.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's hysterical.
Amber and Eddie and Voodoo Val.
It's so funny. Like, I love that they did an entire skit about it.
Yes. That's amazing. Your Terma says this inspiration board is on point on the relaxed vibe. Yes.
Oh, good.
The inspiration board's perfect for
a
calming, relaxed.
Yeah, like soothing, but like, you know, she's, you know, Jan is the modern woman, I feel like. You know, she
a little luxurious.
Yeah.
Knows what she wants.
Yeah, knows what she wants, like, you know, is assertive and like, you know, just but still like, you know, feminine and like, you know, soft-ish occasionally.
Eddie says Avatar 2 is changing the logo because of that video and the feedback.
No, that's hysterical. Okay, I had no idea.
I love that.
Okay, so let's kind of, I don't necessarily want it to be a sans serif font just because, you know, I know that sans serif, you know, can lean modern, but I think we can also achieve that through a serif font. So let's do a couple of these like really thin serif fonts. I'm so glad there are Office fans in the chat because I was like so worried that people would be like, not a fan.
What are you even talking about?
Yeah,
no.
Why? I don't care.
The Office is one of the greatest shows of all time. So
I think so too.
You guys haven't seen it, watch it.
I just saw the actress Jennifer Garner watch the whole thing with her kids over quarantine, and like she posted a video of her like bawling, crying on Instagram like after it was over because it was over and she was so sad. But yeah, so
yeah, it's a great one. It's a classic.
Yeah. So now I'm just testing a bunch of fonts, and I can actually do this. I mean, it's basically showing me it here already, so I don't really need to do that. But anything that I see that I like, anything that I see that I like, I'm gonna add it to these. Oh, this one's okay.
Caitlin says, I love serif fonts. I feel like they're so elevated and modern in their own way.
Yeah, no, totally.
Julia says, belly display, yay, our favorite here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love it. I don't know if it'll fit with this. I just seem to be attracted to that one sometimes. So
yeah.
And my fonts are like my computer crashed like 2 months ago, and like
oh no,
a lot of my fonts got lost, so I had to like go on Adobe Fonts and just like get a bunch. But Adobe Fonts has some really great fonts to choose from. Like most of these are Adobe fonts, which is,
they have they have such a wide variety too.
Yeah.
Voodoo Val says, I haven't actually watched The Office all the way through. I just watch out of order episodes all the time, or just the reel of Dwight showing off his office wigs. Yes.
Oh my God. That is such a great clip. I love that one.
So great. You should watch it all the way through though, because the storyline is so good. Like it has ups and downs, and
yeah, it is a show that you can watch without having to like watch them consecutively too. I think.
You can, but I think the story like adds so much to it. So
yeah. Okay, let's do.
Gulshan asked if you could talk about buying fonts. I guess maybe like if you were to buy fonts or where you would get fonts, Adobe fonts you just mentioned, but anywhere else, or do you buy fonts? Do you?
Yeah, there's a
go-to?
ton of options. There's My Fonts is a great place. They have a huge variety of fonts there. If you want more like unique, not unique, but more up-to-date like display fonts and stuff, Creative Market's a great spot. You Work for Them has some really great fonts. Yeah, there's a bunch of other places. I have like a list I'll have to pull up in a little bit of all my font shops, that I found.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay, I like this one too. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Lindsay would be happy to answer. Eddie asked if Adobe fonts are stored locally or via the cloud.
That's a great question.
I think
they're stored I believe in the cloud.
I think you can just sync them. So when you go to Adobe Fonts, it will sync with your Creative Cloud account, and then it will show up in your
because I have a laptop and an iMac, and anytime I add a font to my iMac, it automatically adds it to my my laptop as well.
Yeah, which is super, super awesome.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's great. Okay, let's do, let's see.
And Gulshan asked if you can use them across all projects. Adobe
fonts.
Yeah,
you can use them for everything.
Yeah.
I try to use like Adobe fonts and Google fonts and stuff, like things that my clients have access to or have easier access to, and don't, necessarily have to spend a ton of money on. But sometimes, if I do find like a very specific font that I think would work with them or for them, I'll let them know beforehand that I'm purchasing this font and make sure they're okay with it before because they're paying for the font. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I try not to use a ton of super expensive fonts if I can help it. And a lot of times I do when I pick a font for a word mark, I'm picking that font, but then I'll do some like manipulation to it to make it uniquely theirs.
Right.
So they won't have to worry about seeing it anywhere else, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking these are kind of cool options. I'm liking this guy.
I like
these
that
two. Maybe this one.
Christopher asked, what are some important principles in pairing fonts?
Hierarchy is big. Like, obviously you want contrast between fonts. You don't want them to look too similar. Sorry, I'm trying to do both of these things at the same time. Yeah, it's so hard to multitask and like be engaged.
So hard.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes.
Let's do this option from under characters, like having this option to classify what I'm looking for in my font system, like is such a game changer. If I'm looking for like, serif fonts right now, I can just like do those separately. It's really awesome.
Yeah, super helpful. Saves a lot of time, especially if you have a ton of fonts installed and then you scroll forever.
Yeah. So it's kind of helpful right now that I don't have like a ton of all of my fonts set up right now, but okay, let's do this.
Emily says you're doing great multitasking.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's tough.
It's really tough.
I'm not used to having to talk during my design process or talk even during the day. Like I work from home and I work for myself, so I don't really talk a ton. Sometimes it's like 3 hours within my day before I've actually said a word out loud.
Wow. Yeah.
But now that my husband works from home as well,
I
have a coworker. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe these. I'll do like a little dot next to the ones I'm liking.
Jenna asks, what are your favorite type of clients to work with?
Like I said, I love working with e-commerce brands, product-based creatives, like, like a candle company, or, like wine brands, or, like that's probably my dream client, is to work with a wine company. Or, love it.
Wine
living like near Napa Valley, like I'm like, I need to like get in with somebody here.
Yes.
But yeah, I love working with product-based companies. Okay, so I'm thinking I like it capital, like all cap, kind of like this over here.
Yeah.
But I'm liking like these fonts up here. These are kind of modern, and I'm liking that one too, maybe. So we'll just maybe play with these 3.
Okay. Angela says, I'm new to creating logos. When creating a logo, do you have suggestions on how also to make a version where it will look good embroidered on a shirt? So I guess maybe like, what do you think about to make sure it can be used in a variety of ways?
Yeah, so I mean, you definitely want to start out in black and white is huge, because that will show you that it can be created in one color, which, an embroidered shirt could potentially need to be one color, or it could get expensive to do multiple colors. So I would definitely start with, a very simplified version of the logo, not a lot of color involved, just so you can see the full logo, starting it in black and white is important to see if it'll work on its own as a one color thing. Like, because you could add a ton of colors and like, oh, it's like really cool, but then you put it down to one color in black and white, and it's like, I don't know, that doesn't really read as well as it did in color, so.
Yeah. You can get distracted by color and kind of focus on that and not really look at the actual
Yeah, and that's the same. That's the case with clients sometimes too. Like it can be distracting to see colors, and especially if they don't like the color, like they might just say like, I don't like that logo because I don't like that color, even though they actually do like the logo. They just are so focused on the color, it's distracting them. So
that makes sense.
So I'm just kind of like using some tracking here to like spread the words out a little bit, or the letters out a little bit. And then I'm going to go through and do optical for that, because I want it to be the kerning to be good for the eye, basically. But yeah, definitely like work on your kerning in between the letters yourself if you see that something looks funky or weird.
Yeah, the space in between the letters. And you could adjust that in, each one individually. Manually if you wanted to.
In between the letters and press Option and the left or right arrow, it'll add or reduce the space in between those. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with this guy and start doing some manipulation, because I like this. I like that it's, it's not a serif font, but it's kind of got a little bit of that vibe, and it's
has some,
looks a little modern.
Slight thicks and thins.
Yeah.
Almost like
like this might look a little too like pretty and sweet, I guess. And this is definitely like leaning way more modern. So we'll try both of these too, but I'm gonna play with this one now for a little bit.
Okay. We have about an hour until design feedback, so make sure that you are working on your t-shirt designs, and Lindsay will offer some feedback on those in about an hour. It's going by so fast.
Yeah, wow, I know. Talking about the office, you just lose track of time.
Your term was asking if you have any advice for beginning freelancers on how to build their skills and improve how they present themselves.
Projects, like personal projects, are huge. Like, if you don't have clients yet, like just create the work that you want to work for, or the client you want to work for. That's super huge. just keep creating, you know, until you get that person that's interested. Like,
Yeah.
you just keep creating and you'll hone in your skills more and more, and you'll get better. Every design will get better each time.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
Yeah, that's great advice. And keep learning too, like keep watching streams
Yeah.
like this and learning from other people's processes. And yeah, it's like one of the best ways to learn.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Is super important. So like classes, courses are super helpful. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I still take, you know, courses that that I think would just be helpful for me to keep learning and growing and stuff.
Yeah.
So
do you have a recommendation on where to find courses that you like? Or
I feel like a lot of the designers that I follow have started doing courses. There's a course called Branding with Bree that talks about like basic branding design and how to get started with that. There's some more in-depth ones that are like super mastermind focused on, you know, brand businesses that I've done by Morgan Rapp. Hers is really awesome. Yeah, just like Instagram followers is where I've seen a lot of the courses that I've taken.
Cool.
Yeah.
Caitlin's asking, what are the most important parts of your design process?
What are the most important parts of my design process? For client work, it's really like this whole discovery phase is so huge. It's
the
like
foundation.
It's foundation. Yeah. Like if I don't have this, even if a client says like, you know, they don't want it, I still have to do that for myself.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm just trying to create something out of thin air, but I'm not just trying to create. I'm trying to create specifically for their ideal customer and their target audience. And like, so I need to think about what that person wants to see from this brand, you know, because brand is just a gut feeling. It's not, you know, brand is not the logo. It's the client or the customer's gut feeling about that company.
Right.
So really honing in and trying to like figure out what they're looking for is so huge in the process. Yeah, and it's a lot of trial and error, to be honest. Like, I mean, my screens or my boards are usually just like full of concepts and options and stuff before I even like consider showing it to a client or and also for myself, like going through and like having a ton of options and then coming back like the next day and like looking at what I did, like, because sometimes I'm like, oh God, what was I thinking? Like that was not cute. And so like being able to do that before I show a client is huge. So
yeah, that's such a good point. Having time to step away from what you're working on and come back to it with fresh eyes. I think that's really important.
Yeah. So so I kind of fixed that a little bit. It might not be perfect, but it's good for right now.
Okay.
But I want to do some other interesting things with this to kind of make it unique to her brand. So maybe like doing something with these E's, since there's like 2 of them in here.
Yeah.
Maybe creating space. Could be cool there. Let's do that as well here. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit. Let's do, and usually like if I, you know, you always want to, keep your fonts live as well. Like once you've, because these are outlined now, so now it's just shapes. Definitely keep the font that you're working on as a live version as well, because you'll want, you know, if you mess up or, you know, I don't know, if something happens, you're like, I don't even know what font this was. Like you forget, you've looked at so many different fonts. You're kind of just like, I have no idea what font I chose for that. But so definitely keep at least one version of that live text. But then you can keep this as shapes now and just keep creating more options and kind of just like going through and like exploring different variations of that. So maybe we just did the R with a little space there.
Gulshan's asking, who's your favorite Office character? Please say Creed.
Oh my God. I was going to say, like, everyone thinks it's like, oh, Michael or Jim or, you know, Dwight's obviously like.
I love, Dwight's probably my favorite. Yeah.
You can't have the show without Dwight. Like, he makes it. But Creed is my second favorite.
Creed is so underrated.
He really is.
And he has some of the best lines in the whole show.
Oh my God, he really does. Like, I'm such a huge Creed fan.
Yes.
Anytime he's on the screen, he's just like hysterical.
He's amazing. And he's a really talented musician in real life. Like,
is he?
Yeah, he actually, so random. He lives down the street from Angela in real life, and they're like very close friends. So he wrote the like jingle for the Office Ladies podcast, and he's an actual like musician.
He wrote that? I did not know that.
And he has like, I think he sings and plays guitar, and he writes music, which is so cool. Yeah. So
talented, that guy.
He's awesome.
Okay, so this is obviously very rough. We're just kind of like playing around, going over it, seeing what we like. Just trying different options, different variations of how we could make this this word mark unique to her company.
Jenna asked, how many logo options do you give your customers and why?
I actually only give them one option now.
Yeah.
Because we go through this brand discovery phase, and it has to be approved by them, and it's usually a lot more in depth than this.
Right.
But they approve this, and I tell them like, this is the base of where I'm going. You know, if we get this phase right, then I know exactly what you need or what you're looking for your branding. So I think it also helps doing a lot of mock-ups, and I show them like secondary marks and how it works as a full brand identity system and how it could work in the real world. I think it also helps, like, you know, show them that. And if they ever come back and are like, you know, that's not really what I was looking for, then we kind of say like, okay, well, you know, we approve this on the first phase, which I told you, you know, was so important and such a huge foundation for what we were building. And yeah, I haven't had like major changes ever.
That's great.
So far since I've been doing this process.
Yeah.
It's usually just like super small tweaks to like wording or stuff like that. But yeah, it's usually like I don't know, like statistically, I think it's like 95%, I would assume, like approval rate.
That's great. That's really high.
Yeah.
That shows how important that discovery phase is for you to really understand what they want.
I don't not do it anymore. Like a client doesn't really have an option to not do it with me anymore, because it is so important, but they can choose with how like in depth we go with it. So if they want to just do like a basic one like we did for this company, we can, but it's still, obviously we're doing it and we're getting through that process together. But some companies want to go through like the full brand strategy and like figuring out like who their ideal client avatar is, and like describing that person and really getting into detail about that. And so, okay, I think I just like it with the ease.
I like the ease.
Yeah.
We have some questions.
Ours a little too much.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just...
questions about personal branding. So Gulshan asked, what about personal branding? A personal logo is probably the hardest thing to do. And then Camila said, yes, I need guidance in creating my own brand. I'm a designer and I don't even own a business card of my own. It's so hard to do work for yourself.
It is really the hardest.
Yeah.
To do it probably took me, I mean, you're your worst client. Like you
really are.
Like it took me so long to actually like build my website, because I was just so like particular on how I wanted it to be, and like couldn't decide on what style I wanted it to be, and like what my logo was supposed to look like, oh God, it took me a long time. So, just start somewhere is what I would say, you just have to start somewhere, you know, like do something super simple at first if you just need to get something up, because you need to like put yourself out there, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll just sit on it and no one will know you exist.
Yeah.
And won't be able to hire you because they don't have, you know, access to your stuff. So okay, so I'm gonna
and then with this, your term was asking, how do you determine what changes a font might need, or are you just experimenting right now?
Yeah, I'm just experimenting. Like normally I would probably like go through 50 more iterations of this, you know, but because we're on such a time crunch, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you want to go through and just exhaust every possible idea in your head for this, you know, like what are all the options that you can come up with, and just get them out onto the screen.
Yeah.
And then just put like a little asterisk by the ones that you like, so you can keep track of those. Okay, so I'm just gonna replace this E.
If you guys are just joining us, I'm here with Lindsay of Ink Ellie, and she is working on packaging design, rebranding Serenity by Jan, which you'll know if you're an Office fan, which is a fictional candle company in the show. And yes, feel free to ask questions, say hi. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hop over to Behance at behance.net/live so that we can see your questions and your comments. And I want to hear everyone else's favorite characters too. I know we got a couple of votes for Dwight, and a few for Toby too, which I think is funny.
Oh, I like Toby. I mean,
poor Toby.
Toby's the worst. I'm just kidding.
He's the worst, but you feel bad for him.
I know, you really do.
Poor guy.
Yeah, does everyone have like a favorite episode as well?
A favorite episode. I mean, okay, one of the best of all time is Dinner Party,
which is where this is
from. Yeah, it's such a good episode.
Yeah, if you're wondering what I'm even doing here, like with the Serenity by Jane, you can literally go watch like the first 10 minutes of that episode, and she talks all about it.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm sure you can pull it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Krista asked if you have a copywriter who works for you, or do you do everything yourself?
Yes, no, definitely. I outsource that. Like I outsource things that I am not strong with, which is copywriting. So I have a copywriter named Audrey Joanne. I actually did her rebranding.
Oh, cool.
So we did like a trading services.
Nice.
So she did my brand copy and I did her brand refresh.
That's great.
Yeah, and I also outsource my brand photography, which I think is huge and super important to let a professional do that for you. Outsourcing those kinds of things is I don't know. I'm all for outsourcing things that you're not that are not your strong suit and you don't have time for either. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because it's going to take you so much time to try to put together copy, for example, if that's not your strong suit, versus having someone else do it who's going to do it much faster, save you a lot of time, and it's going to be better. I'm all for outsourcing.
Yeah, same. So I kind of want this to be a little bit thinner. Not too much thinner, but let's...
Jake says the injury episode is by far my favorite, where Michael burns his foot in a George
Foreman
grill.
The George Foreman. It's so good.
And then Kyle says, my favorite episode is when Dwight set fire to the trash can to do a fire drill. Maybe not the best episode, but the best opening scene.
I swear, good. I think that might be one of my favorites too, just because I laughed so hard for that.
Good. I just saw a GIF, maybe it was yesterday, or a meme yesterday, where it was like, 2020 is basically just being stuck like in that scene for months.
Literally.
Which is exactly how it feels, especially now with like the fires here. It's like literally exactly.
Just nothing surprises me at this point with 2020. So
Just feels like the opposite.
Yeah, that's too funny. So right now I just outlined the stroke that I put around these letters.
Okay.
And I'm just selecting that spot and then going to same fill color to delete them. So it kind of thinned out those letter forms.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And I think I want maybe, let's see.
Koshan says, how did we forget Kelly?
Oh my God, she's a great one too. They're all amazing. Like I just love them all so much.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I've probably seen The Office. I'm gonna like sound really crazy, but I've probably seen The Office like all the way through 8 or 9 times. I don't know. It's insane. It's just like a show that you can just like put on while you're working and not have to pay attention to it. You can just like hear the funny little one-liners and just like and laugh.
It's a great background show.
Yeah. So I feel like I've, since I work from home, they've kind of like become my office mates.
Yeah, coworkers.
Yeah.
Yes, Christopher says one of my favorite opening scenes is when Kevin drops the chili pot because it's such a realistic metaphor of life. So true.
Even that, like, you could rebrand like Kevin's chili.
Or there's what's the episode where Ryan is coming up with all the businesses?
Oh, like, the dog. What is it?
Like
Ruff or something.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay, that. But there's also the one. I think they're doing a garage sale or something in the warehouse, and he's selling like salsa and pesto or something.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
His mom's recipe for something.
Yeah,
and he puts Phyllis on it, I think, on the, and then he puts Oscar on the salsa one or the hot sauce one.
I totally forgot about that. You're right.
So there's so many, and then Michael Scott Paper Company. You have so many companies you could do.
Yeah, Vance Refrigeration.
Refrigeration.
I mean, that's not really like necessarily the like
your ideal client.
My ideal client might not be Vance Refrigeration, so I might steer away from like showing that in my portfolio. But if you're just trying to do like a full like office rebrand for something.
What if you made it like a super slick, modern kind of fridge company? It could end up being really cool.
It could actually. You're right. Like one of those really fancy refrigerators, like companies.
It's called Woof, the one that he comes up with.
That was it. Yeah, like
I think it was Kelly's idea, and he stole it.
He did steal it.
Yeah,
freaking Ryan, man.
Right.
He's the worst.
Golden ticket promotion was the best, says Eddie. Yeah.
That was a good one too. I love the Dundies. I mean,
the Dundies, yeah.
Those are always.
You could rebrand the Dundies.
Like that's the thing. There's so many opportunities. What's Jim's company? Like Athletes or something?
Athlete or Athlete.
If you're like into that, you could rebrand that, or you could rebrand Dunder Mifflin, like
yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that in the chat earlier that they're like, now I want to rebrand Dunder Mifflin.
Listen, there's like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is just an idea. Like, if you have a favorite show that you love, like Parks and Rec, like you could redo stuff on that. Like there's so many.
I think it's a great idea if you're trying to think of a passion project to do, because it's something that you love, you enjoy, and
and people can relate to those kinds of things too. Like they love it too, so they'll appreciate it and share it potentially, and then like it could get in front of like a potential client one day.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a great idea if you're feeling stuck on where to start with a passion project.
Too small, but but yeah, I definitely I think it's a great idea. Even like if you're into like album covers, or like if you want to become a book cover designer or something, like find your favorite book and just like redo the design for it, like
yes, absolutely,
just go to town.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't want I don't want by Jan to be like super prominent, but I do want to like see what it would look like.
Krista's asking, when did you discover this passion for graphic design? How long have you been in the business, and what have been some of your biggest hiccups that you've experienced getting to where you're at now?
I have been designing for over 10 years, probably more than that. And like when I was in college, it wasn't as like cool and trendy and like hip to do graphic design then. But like I remember being in like high school and always being the one that like drew all the banners that were all around school and like just loved design. And so I went to college thinking like, oh, how can I keep designing things? Like that's all I want to do. And so I was like, oh, I'll be an architect that can like design buildings. And then like I got to like my what do you call it? Like the person that helps you do your classes, my counselor.
Yeah.
And she told me like how in depth and like how hard that was. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll think about it. And so I like took the classes, and a graphic design class was like a prerequisite for it. And I was just like, wait, no, this is it. This is what I want to be doing. So I switched my major to graphic design and, you know, got an internship in college, which turned into a full-time job, and I had some really amazing clients. So I stuck with them for a really long time. And then just recently decided like now is the time to actually, right before COVID happened, I was like, I'm going to go out and do this on my own. Like I can do this and get my own clients. And then COVID happened, and you're just like, cool, great time to start a business, you know, but it's been good.
But you're doing it. You're making it.
Yeah, no, I've had some really great clients over the years. Good. I've been freelancing. But so let's see. So I kind of think I like it more like that, but maybe let's play with the font choice there.
Kyle says, I want to do a personal rebrand project of Dom Toretto's automotive shop in Fast and Furious.
Oh,
that's
there you
great
go.
too. Yeah, you could even look at movies and rebrand different things from them.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
The options are endless. Like you can, whatever you can think of, like, so I'm trying to just play with, this is more of a serif or sans serif font choice. And so I'm kind of just trying to play with like maybe different, maybe doing like a serif font with that, and maybe kind of doing like a, kind of have a little bit of contrast between those two fonts.
Yeah, that's great. Gulshan says, I love how 8 to 9 years ago, design wasn't even on the list of serious career options, and now it's booming all around.
Yeah.
It really is.
Most people just thought like I doodled all day. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I think people are realizing how important it is for a business. Even like this example, her candles will sell so much more having branding that is attracting her ideal customer versus something that is dated without much thought put into it. It's going to directly affect her sales. So I think people are starting to see how important that is, which is great.
Yeah. And especially in today's Instagram world, like everyone wants to be able to take photos at this place. So like environmental graphics are huge, and like having, you know, backgrounds that people can like take Instagram selfies in front of and stuff.
Yeah.
And so branding is such a huge part of that. And like, I think having a full identity, not just like a logo, you know, like anybody can have a logo, but you have to have like the full brand identity system that like ties everything together and really makes it look like you actually put some time and effort into this, you know, like you really care about how your business is perceived to the public.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Yeah, Camilla says people judge books by the cover, which is true. They do.
I mean, I do for sure. As a designer, you know, like
if something's cute, I'm gonna buy it over something else that's not well designed all the time, even 100%. If it's not as good of a product. Like I think that's just how we are now.
Yeah, I look at that situation like, you know, if I see a product that's beautiful versus a product that's not, like even if it's not the better product, I think like that company understands branding their business and how important that is, and how, you know, important design is to people when they're purchasing something.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, they obviously took the time to get this like designed by a professional and like really thought about it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin says, just like I buy my wine by the label, which I do that all the time. I'm like, what's the prettiest label? And then must taste good.
Yeah.
Caitlin also asks, how often does a client come to you with a half-baked brand or logo?
A good bit of time. Like, I mean, you know, I get it. Like you're starting out as a business, you don't have the money to like invest in the full branding. So you kind of DIY it yourself, and that's fine, you know, like up to a certain point. But then when you feel like you've found your audience, you know who they are, you know that this idea is working and the products are selling, you know, like then I think it's time to like come to a designer. But so you have something that you've already been using, and that's fine. I would just say like, you know, we should refresh it every time, you know, like refresh it. Even if you're like super set on keeping that main logo, like we could do secondary logos and brand marks and stuff to really like tie everything in together. So, yeah, so I've done the full like gamut of like, you know, people wanting to keep their main logo, but wanting secondary logos and vice versa. So, okay, I'm just getting distracted. It's so hard to like do both of this at the same time. I want to answer those questions.
There's so many questions, which is great. Thank you guys for being here and in the chat and asking questions. It makes it go by so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. Okay, I'm gonna try to like speed this up a little bit because I know. Okay. How are we on time?
We're good. We have about 30 minutes until design feedback. We'll probably have a few minutes after that to do a little bit more as well. And then we have 2 hours again tomorrow. So make sure that you guys come back again tomorrow, and we'll be continuing to work on this project. So
okay, so when you're trying to like center something, like so this is obviously outlined type, but this is still live, and I'm trying to like center it. I can't actually center it perfectly because of this extra space, because I'm doing the tracking there. So what you can do is just select that spot and then go to the kerning, and then I usually just do whatever the negative of this number is, so -200, and then boom, it like pulls it in.
That's a great tip.
And you can keep this live, and also center it now to the actual center of that space.
And you just centered it with the align tool, right?
Yeah, so I just did up here on this top panel. I mean, yeah, I'm like so OCD. Everything has to be like perfectly aligned. And sometimes I don't like to have when I'm working in this mode of black, I don't like to go like stark black. I like to do like one, like a little bit less, just because I don't know what this stuff is. I don't know, it's just easier on my eye for some reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a little bit
softer.
Yeah, softer is a good word.
Okay, so you know, her word mark is not going to be the focal point that I'm trying to get to. I want to use like shapes and color and these textures as you know, kind of the focal point. But obviously we needed to have this word mark super dialed in. But I think this is good for now, just to like get started on the next phase of that. So we'll group that together.
Okay.
I don't know if we like the italics, or maybe do a more modern approach.
Ooh, let us know. Do we like the italics
version? Do you like
italics or not? We'll see what people say.
I mean, it can be a little bit bolder too.
John says this whole thing was worth that kerning trick alone.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you.
It's a great trick.
Yeah, that has saved me so much time of like feeling like I have to outline everything, or like just coming in and like selecting that letter and then like taking off the tracking for that letter. It's so much easier just to do that way, but cool. Glad you like that. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Jake asked, what are some modern consumer brands that you always look at and wish that you could change or rebrand?
Modern consumer brands that I wish I could change? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Maybe I'll have to think about it. Yeah. And then Kyle asked, what's the size of your artboard when you create the discovery slides?
I usually do like a 16 by 9, or like just, like display, because they're not printing it out. It's just going to be on their screen. So, I try to just make it like a 16 by 9 ratio. Okay, so I'm liking this, like these half circle shapes, and so I want to do something with that. So I'm gonna.
Okay, we're getting votes for italics and no italics.
Oh no!
I know. I wish you could do a poll easily. It looks like we have 2 for italics and 1 for no italics. We'll see what everyone else says.
Okay.
Julie suggested making the B lowercase so it doesn't look like a first name.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I like that.
like that.
No, that's great. Good idea. Yeah, that looks way better.
Okay, and then we have another question. So you answered this earlier, but how many revisions of a logo like this would you present to a client? What's the norm? I usually do 3 is what Eddie is saying.
Yeah, like back in the day, right? Back in the day I used to do 3.
Yeah.
Because you want to have like options, but I just found that like it can confuse clients sometimes, you know, like they, see a bunch of options and they, either want to like something on this one and also like something on this one and then like combo burrito it, and that's not how you intended that to be. And like you can work with them and be like, yeah, I can put those together. But if you just take more time at the beginning and like really go through all those iterations at the beginning and bring it back to the mood board, you should get to where it needs to be, right, without having to show all of that. And if they want to see it, like you can show them like a zoomed out like screen of your artboard and be like, look, I didn't just come up with this like willy-nilly, like there was a process here, and like I can show you that process. But yeah, I just find it just showing mock-ups of things and showing them the full brand identity system. Some people might think that's a little like overboard to show at the beginning, but like I feel like every time clients are visual, like they need to see it in the space, in an environment, and it helps them see it and
get excited about it.
Yeah. So this is kind of like, I'm just playing with these shapes. I thought maybe like we could do like if it made like an S or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Or like, I just want to like do some sort of like, maybe if it's like smaller,
like a little candle almost.
Yeah.
Eddie asked, if and when you send proofs, do you export artboards in the PDF or do you just take screenshots? How do you share with a client?
I usually send I create all of my design in Illustrator, and then I import it into InDesign, a file that I have of my presentation, and then I'll just send them the presentation as a PDF or a link.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's probably more professional than screenshots are not going to come across, right? And they're not going to be able to flow through the presentation. They'll have to like open each one.
Exactly. Yeah. So. And And screens, yeah, they could be blurry if they're screenshots too. And, you know, you just.
The quality won't be as good.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have some more comments about the word mark.
Okay.
Julia says, love the sans serif version. I feel like the bottom typeface needs a little bit more lightness. So that would be the sans serif. Or the non-italics version, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vanessa says, I think maybe remove some space between the Serenity and by Jan so it doesn't look so far apart. And then Krista votes for no italics with a lowercase b. I think if you don't have the italics, though, I think that uppercase looks great. So,
yeah, I agree.
Well,
okay,
thank you guys for your input.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm just playing with like
that's cool
different
too.
shapes.
Making an S, another S.
Yeah.
We have about 20 minutes, so make sure you guys are working on your daily creative challenge, designing your t-shirts. We're really excited to see what you guys create. And even if you're not done with it, we'd still love to see it. And Lindsay could offer some feedback, and then you can continue working on it. So make sure you submit. In the challenge tab, which is right above the chat, you can get all the information. And we'll be jumping over there pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see everyone's
I know, it's
shirts.
so fun. Extra points if you make an office themed.
Oh yeah, that would you'll get the thumbs up for me. So I kind of like something like
that.
super simple like that. I want to, like, I don't know. I feel like if I try to do like an S, if you know, but just doing something like.
I love that because it kind of reminds me of a sunset almost. And
yeah, exactly.
Serenity, sunset, calm.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was kind of going for.
All goes together.
So let's. I like that.
Julia says, love the experiments with the shapes. So interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And then John asks, in regards to the italics, do you ever leave options like that open until you're further into the project? I feel like it could work either way depending on the direction of the rest of the work. Yeah,
totally. So yeah, like right now I kind of don't know which direction I want to go in. So I'm just going to leave them both. And like you see, I'm kind of playing with them both with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like this is all still like experimental. So you can definitely keep playing with it and change it later or like move it around or, you know, make it bigger and all that stuff. So, so now that I kind of like that shape, I mean, let's go through our colors and start maybe adding to see how the colors would like work with this. So I liked your idea of the sun. So maybe we do, since these three are going to be our like primary palette. We'll do that and keep the black there and then do maybe like the blue.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
I love that.
Yeah. And so let's see how it would look with the other colors. This one might need to be adjusted, but just trying to get an idea of like, you know, how I'm going to pull in the colors of the different varietals or different scents, how I can pull that into potentially like the logo mark or the logo without like deviating too far from the logo and still making it recognizable. So let's see. So yeah, I think it could work on those too. It's kind of cool. It might not look like so much like water as this first one does, but
that's okay.
I think it's more like abstract idea of that. Okay, so let's like maybe take this guy and play with it. I want to add a little bit of like this texture somehow.
Okay.
And maybe we can pull that in as like the water. So like I already downloaded in my library, I have a little Serenity by Jan folder. And so I've downloaded some of this like marbling. So I'll just pull that in. How cool is that? That's so
beautiful.
Cool. And like, I want to somehow pull that in. So maybe just like in this bottom part, we'll add that. So let's clip that section.
And how did you do the clipping mask just now?
Okay, so this picture is behind, and I just basically like copy and pasted. So Shift Option V, paste it in place. And so I just select that shape, select the image, and then do Command 7, and that will clip it for you.
And then you can double click into that and move it around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So now I'm just like clicking inside of that and I'm moving it around.
Get it exactly where you want.
Yeah, like exact. But so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's go to opacity. Let's do like multiply. And I'll, when it comes time to like actually have this printed, I would 100% come through and like take this photo and like make it black and white so it doesn't have that red in it and could potentially like muddy our beautiful blue. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like that. Maybe I'll do it, do the luminosity.
So we have a couple questions about, so would you change the logo if it was on a clear label versus a white label? And then do you think of the end products while you're choosing colors?
Yeah, you definitely have to think about like your client's budget. Like what's their budget going to be? Like, is this just going to be a sticker on a packaging? Is this just going to be a sticker on the actual candle? What is this? What's their budget? Like, can we just like go crazy on this? In this scenario, I'm going to just like go crazy and just assume that I can do whatever I want. But yeah, you definitely have to think about that before you get too deep into the design, just so you can be thinking about those steps that are going to come after that. Like you don't want to have to like go back and redesign something because you designed it to live on the actual candle when the client can't afford to do that. Will this look good on a clear label versus a white label, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and then for the paste and place, it's Shift Command V, right? Or
Shift Command. Yeah.
Yeah. V as in
Shift Command V.
V as in Victor.
Yeah.
Raul asked if you create things in layers in Illustrator. Do you use layers?
Yes, for certain things. For this, like this concept phase, no.
Yeah.
It's literally just like a hodgepodge of stuff all over my artboard. But yeah, if this were some sort of worksheet or I don't know, something important, I would create the layers for it and label the artboards and stuff. But I'm trying to get this, like, I want to see more of the marbling. So I'm trying to find like a good spot to like.
Yes, V as in Voodoo Val. I love that texture. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it kind of just like plays with the water.
Yeah.
Things.
Adds a nice detail.
Yeah. I might just go into Photoshop and let's see. Well, I'll do that later, but not to waste time. So let's just see what it would look like on colors too. So yeah, I think it could be cool.
Oh, definitely. You can see it even more in that orange color.
Mm-hmm. So let's see.
Yeah, Krista says love the mustard and orange version.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I really need to go and go through and take out the like reds in that marbling thing.
Right.
So it's giving me like a cool. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Like, and then I would kind of just like, you know, thinking about this on a candle box or candle packaging, like, you know, just, you know, creating a front and just showing that. So maybe we'll take, where's that color? So this is another color. You know, how will this look on the front of a candle box, you know? Will it read? Because that's
expensive.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, we're going for luxury. We're going for calm. We're looking for what are some of our other brand words?
You nailed it so far.
Balance, luxury, modern. Yeah. So I think we're getting there.
Nora says that this would be perfect for a spa because the symbol is so relaxing.
Yeah, totally.
Or
I know, I'm getting like earring vibes
these at a spa. Yeah, earrings. Yeah.
Yeah, I always like so some tips on packaging, like definitely print things out. I used to go to like Anthropology and just like take pictures of like their shelves because I wanted to have a product in Anthropology so desperately. Like everything was so beautiful in there, and I just love their stores. And so I would go and like take pictures. I got in trouble a couple of times for taking pictures of the store. But
really? Of their display?
Yeah, they were just like, what are you taking pictures of? And I told them, but they were just like, yeah, we're not allowed to take pictures in here. And so I was like, sorry. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Maybe they've changed their
wow, yeah.
But yeah, so I would just go in and like take pictures of the shelf, and like, you know, you can put your packaging, like Photoshop it into there and see how it would look, you know, before while you're in design mode. Like it helps to see how it will look in an actual on an actual shelf. Like that's a big because you want it to be able to like catch someone's eye. And so that's kind of why I was trying to use these like brighter secondary colors, because I want it to be very neutral. I want it to be very modern and have some luxury, but I also wanted to like have a little kick. Yeah, a little pop. Yeah. So I think we're doing really well with that.
Yes, absolutely. Eddie asked if you're using a texture map or like that image, would you have to vectorize it for when it's time to print or reproduce?
No, you just need to make sure when you're saving out your print files, usually when you're sending it to a printer, you would send them like the file with the fonts and the images and stuff, and this would be included in that folder of images, so they have that. Obviously, like vector things are preferred just because it gives you solid, you know, certain colors and stuff. But yeah, if you have images in there, it can work too. So
Myra asked, all these design options look amazing. How do you help your clients find out what they want? Sometimes the personality or the personal taste of the client isn't related to the brand personality.
That's true. Yeah. A lot of times it's not. This particular case, I feel like Jan is her brand, and she is like in that category of her ideal client, I suppose. So yeah, a lot of times you have to be very careful because, you know, you have to make clients realize that, like, you know, this is not for you, you know, like this is
you're not the person buying
client. This is for, you know, you might love your products, but you're not the one buying this on the shelf. Like you need to hone in on who that person is and what they want. and really try to focus. And it's hard sometimes because, you know, this product is your baby and you want it to look a certain way and you have it in your head a certain way you want it to look. And really just like getting clients to realize that they need to focus on the client or the customers. It can be hard sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, about 4 minutes till design feedback. So submit your designs, even if you're not fully done working on your t-shirts, just submit them, and Lindsay will give some feedback in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Julia says, love placing my non-existing projects in shelves too.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. It's fun to see like how it would look in there.
Dream about what could be.
Yeah, totally.
I could see this at Anthropology, I think, for sure.
That would be amazing.
That'd be, yeah.
Jan would kill it in that proposal or that interview or meeting with.
Yes, the pitch meeting.
Yeah, her pitch would be. I'm just playing around with some other options because obviously I love that option we're going with, but I, just want to make sure I've exhausted some other concepts too. Maybe doing the like,
yeah, Krista says you could use all the colors if you have different scents. I think that's kind of what you were thinking, was that each scent could have its own color.
Yeah. So this would be
corresponds with it.
Yeah. So what are the color? They're like bonfire, which could be the orange, hunter green, new milk could be the pink, and then the denim could be the blue. So
is hunter green because of her assistant?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Isn't that hilarious?
I love it. I did not think of that until just
I can't take credit. I didn't come up with that, but the internet came up with that.
The internet is a great place.
Genius.
That is genius. I love
that. Okay, so this could be maybe a color too. I don't know about that one, but doesn't work as well with all these colors. I'm just trying to like give.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can't even see in your mind. Something might look great in your mind, and then when you put it out there,
that's exactly what's happening right now. Like,
yeah,
I was like,
that's the only way to know, is just to try it out and see how it works in real life.
Yeah, or maybe doing like, I can't figure out a good way to like display these or show the different colors, or maybe it's just too much going on too.
Starting to look like a butterfly now, almost. A little bit, like the middle part of it. Yeah.
Let's see. Always aligning things and
yes. Those align tools.
Oh, I hate that.
So relaxing to just watch somebody move shapes around. I feel like I'm like, I don't know,
in a trance.
Yeah, with the clicking sounds, it's like, it's just so relaxing.
I should, I really should save all these colors out just because I'm gonna have to keep using them and just creating new swatches of everything.
Yes. So you're going to make swatches of all of these so that they're.
Yeah, so I'm just going into the color palette right here and then just doing this drop down to create a new color. And then it just comes, it puts it in your swatches. So it's saving them, and it's saving them as a global. So when I click on this pink color, create a new swatch, it's global is clicked. So what that means is you'll see like the range of that color that we can potentially use throughout the packaging and branding and stuff. So
cool.
blue.
Okay, let's jump over to design feedback.
Okay.
And then we will be back at the end to work on this a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, so make sure you stick around so that you'll catch a little bit more of Lindsay's work at the end of this stream if we have time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the challenge today was to design custom graphics for a t-shirt, and Julia, this is what Julia made on the stream. You can watch the replay of that if you missed it. I highly recommend watching it, and you can still submit the challenge later too and get feedback. So continue working on it, but here's our first one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
I like the pattern in the background. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to open it larger, but it's not letting me. So, but yeah, it looks nice. I
like the symmetry of the, what is it? Are those C's or D's? I'm trying to read the cookies money. Oh, C and D. Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah. I know. The CMD. Okay, I got it now. Very cool.
Oh, cookies money design. That's cool. Cool. Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, I love that.
It looks like they made a second version too.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah, that's definitely punchier than the other version.
I agree. More eye-catching.
I would say I see a drop shadow there, and if you did want to have any sort of like drop shadow effect on a t-shirt, especially with like screen printing, you would probably have to make that like halftone dots, or whatever, because you wouldn't be able to, unless this was just like a flat like iron on, you wouldn't be able to do that type of shadow. But yeah, I think it would be cool if you did do some sort of like halftone dot.
Make it pop
to
forward
make it look
a
like
little
it's
bit.
popping. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good job. Okay, so these are not on a t-shirt, but these are just some designs that could go on a t-shirt.
No, I'm liking this like GU little mock-up that they have, or little block-up. I love a good like brand mark.
Yeah.
It could be good for like favicons or favicons. I don't know how you say that, but yeah. And then like the one on the right I could totally see that as like a stamp or something cool, like on like bags for customers and stuff. That could be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like lining up that G and the L too, or the P and the L. In the middle one too.
Here. Yeah. So pretty and simple.
Yeah, I love that.
In a good way, like an elegant, simple.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a big fan of like softer muted tones stuff. So
I like the rose.
It's a very pretty D.
Yeah, the D and the rose, like they feel like they belong together. Like they're kind of both.
Yeah,
like,
same style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. Yes, agreed. Totally. I mean, yeah, I like the like hand-drawn element of this one too. As like a texture in the background. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, don't skimp out on your skincare routine, people.
Yes, so important. Okay, this is adding to that
Oh
rose
yeah,
and D one.
cool.
I think, yeah, I really like it with that extra text added in.
Yeah, it
Makes it
gives it
feel
more
more complete.
context too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first one could be, you know, like if you're doing like custom shirts, you could change that letter to whoever's like
Yeah.
name. You could do their initial or something. But yeah, this definitely ties it in a little bit more.
I love it.
Cool.
Good job, you guys. Oh, this is cool. And then this is, they said, I could see this as embroidery.
Ooh, yeah, that would be
Which would
cool.
be really, yeah, I love
That's
a good embroidered
very,
shirt.
yeah, embroidered shirts are very in style and
Yes.
trending. I love that.
Yeah.
The
That's
divine
beautiful.
rose, it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what company that is. Is that
I
the
know.
skincare company? Is that the same thing?
I don't know.
Another version?
Yeah, this one they flipped it around. So the text is on the other side and the small rose is, they're both on the left side now.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the lockup. I love when you can fit something into like a little space and it all just works together as a clean little work.
Yeah, it's perfect. Cool. Oh,
very nice. I love that. I love that. The typography is really pretty. Very clean, modern.
Yeah.
I like the little addition of the leaf.
Yeah, great job. I like this mock-up too, where you can kind of see the texture of the shirt. And,
yeah, that's super helpful.
Looks like real
I'm
life.
all for any way to like help, not necessarily sell, but like help get across what you were trying to create in an environment that people can understand is all.
Yeah, for sure. Happy Wednesday.
Yes. Today is Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
Love it.
I know all the days kind of blur together. We need shirts like this to remind us.
Yeah, exactly.
This is so fun.
I need you to make one for every day of the week, please.
Yes.
Yeah, this is cute. I love the little like hidden smiley faces in there.
Yeah, hidden smiley faces, little zigzag. That makes me kind of feel like peppy.
Yeah, it's fun. The typography is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like the words are kind of bouncing, or the letters are kind of bouncing around.
Yeah.
Great. I love this like overlapping. The places where it overlaps too.
Yeah.
It adds some
interest. It just creates some texture and some dimension. Yeah, I like that.
So many submissions today, guys.
I know, I love it.
This is awesome. Ooh, this is cool. This kind of makes me think of like it could be for like an architectural company or design something. Yeah,
I love all the shapes working together. Very cool.
I like this M dropping down too. It's nice.
Yeah.
And here's another version.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that they did the same to the J and the M, kind of keep it balanced. Cool. Pretty colors. I love it.
Looks like this is another version.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that one's bold.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the first one's much more subtle and this one's more in your face.
This one's like, look, I have something to tell you. Like,
yeah. Cool.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy.
This looks like a racing shirt or a bike shirt or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like this.
With the stripes on it.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool.
Cool. Let's see. Other t-shirts looks like this is another one. A little small for us to see, but
yeah, I can't really read what it says, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
I really love that middle one.
The middle one's very clear.
I wonder if it's like an L and a J. at the bottom, but it's I can't see the one on the right, but I love that idea of like where it's going with just like the shapes, especially on like gray and black. Like I like more I tend to gravitate towards like really minimal shirts and like not a ton of color, but so that one stands out to me. But yeah, I love them all. They're cool.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see it on a different color. I feel like you usually see white t-shirt mock-ups, so it's kind of fun to have a different color in there.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the use of like going all the way across the shirt. That's cool.
And kind of like condensing in the middle and then going back out. It makes it feel like music,
a lot of movement.
Or like the sound. Yeah, the sound waves almost. I think we might have seen this towards the beginning, or maybe it's like just a similar
version. Yeah, a different version of it. Yeah, I think it looks great. I love the lockup. I love how you played around with like this since 2020.
Yeah, that looks really good going around the V.
Yeah, the flow of that looks really nice.
Yeah, looks really good. Here's another one.
I like the simplicity of this one a lot.
I kind of feel like this B and then the word are kind of competing a little bit. Like maybe one should be smaller. Maybe the word blush could be smaller.
Or maybe you could have the word blush like on the front part where it is, and then have that B like on the back of the shirt, like at the top would be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, kind of together it feels like they're competing a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love it's very elegant and beautiful. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, they went like
I love this
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see like how big a mock-up is, like how important it is to like get across your message.
Difference. Yeah.
It's a huge difference. I love that. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Although the B is a little bit hard to read on that color. So maybe it's just the mock-up, the lighting of the mock-up, maybe. I don't know, maybe it looks clear, flat, but still a really pretty design.
Something to think about for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe adjusting the colors a little bit. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, another version of that shirt.
Yes.
And that could be like a series of shirts too. Like I like that idea.
I think I like this one without the box. Like I think it looks
me too.
Nice. I mean the box is fine too, but
I like this version. Love a self-care Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I think there's so with the text or without the text.
I love that they've showed like multiple options for color, how it can transition from pink to green, like what changes would happen.
And like you said with the other one, you could totally put this little Hans text at the back, kind of by the neck. I think that would be.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to like think about costs and like what you're willing to spend, because obviously like two-sided that'll add up. It's expensive too, but yeah, if you have the money to do it, like I think it looks cool to have just like a little like logo at the top.
Yeah, for sure. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like a flower.
I love that colored t-shirt too. Yeah. Very modern. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm getting like what is the flower? Lotus? Is it
Lotus?
Yeah. The lotus vibe.
Okay, so here's
what's the front?
There's this one, or then there's this just the text.
You'll definitely get more questions with the second one, like what is this shirt? Like, what is this company or whatever. So maybe you have like that on the front and then this on the back, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, because then you can show what the actual company is. This is fun. I feel like this text is getting a little close to this midline, like
Yeah, and you
There's
have to
more
be
space
careful.
here.
Yeah, depending on how you're printing this, you'd have to be careful with those like gradients and stuff.
Yes.
Printing gradients on screen printing, you know.
Yeah. But fun design.
But yeah, cool idea.
Here's another Hans.
Oh, another version. Cool.
Cool. And then, oh, this is Avenir.
Love.
Fonts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love
that's really fun.
The kind of dimension.
Yeah.
Of the letters. It's cool.
Yeah, it looks
I would
really
almost like
cool.
to see it like a little bit higher on the shirt.
Maybe like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Cool. I love all those shapes and are those lines. Those are cool.
Yeah, really nice design.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cool. Okay, I think that's it.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, we have a couple minutes left to work on this candle design a little bit more. And then you'll be working on this more tomorrow too, right?
Yes. Tomorrow we'll get into the actual like what the packaging would look like and what the design on the candle will look like, and then we'll also like mock those up in Photoshop and
awesome.
let you see how they would actually look. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's gonna be great. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow too. Same time, same place. So that we can see the finished version of Serenity by Jan. And are you gonna be continuing the series and posting on your Instagram the different ones that you do? Yeah. So I'm gonna do this one and then I did Shroot Farms already. Yes.
Doing this one, and I was gonna do like Dunder Mifflin or I forget what the other one was, but yeah, I might do like a couple other ones just to like round out the series. But yeah.
So make sure you guys are following Lindsay. Ink Ellie is her Instagram.
Yes, Ink Ellie. Ink Ellie Design on Instagram. And
okay, Ink Ellie Design.
Ink Ellie at Behance.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you're following so you can see the other things that she does in the series.
And like maybe we'll get a little shout out from Dwight one day or something.
Yes. You know? Oh, how amazing!
His opinion of everything. Oh my God. I could just die a happy woman if he were even to comment on my design. Like that would just be amazing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of I want to like make this. So when you're thinking about packaging, obviously this is printed in CMYK when you actually print this. I have this document in RGB right now, but you kind of have to think about this in the beginning. Like I want this color to be a vibrant blue. And so I'm going to have to tell my client, like, we're going to need to use Pantone colors or spot colors for the packaging. So you definitely have to make sure that they're okay with like going that route before you choose these like super bright, vibrant colors. Because if you can't print that with a color in the Pantone book, or they can't afford to use spot colors on their packaging, like, it will be, once you change that to this color blue to CMYK, it will turn like muddier, and you can't get super vibrant when you actually use CMYK as you can in RGB. So it's definitely something to think about when you're using or picking colors and picking color variations. Like, what's their budget? Can they afford to do spot colors of all these different colors, or is it just going to be like a full flat CMYK, printing?
So when you get their budget at the beginning of the project, you're getting their budget for your services, but also for the other things that are going into.
Yeah, I'm definitely like making sure they're thinking about like, okay, printing, like this is going to cost money to print boxes for these. And, even if you're doing all the hand pouring yourself of the candles, like you still need to get the tins for the candles and stuff like that. So making sure they're thinking about production and pricing for that kind of stuff, because you could go thousands of dollars, like hundreds of thousands of, if you really want to like get super crazy, but like obviously as like a smaller company, like that's going to be a bit of an issue, especially when you're already like, paying for all the products and all the packaging. You don't want to like have to spend too much more of your money on, adding spot colors or all this stuff. So definitely something I would talk to them about before I get too deep into the design, because I don't want to like have them like love this and not be able to afford to actually do it. That would be,
that's heartbreaking.
That would be heartbreaking. Yes.
Juan asked, since this is actually a tiny gradient, would a spot color be technically possible here?
So you would probably print this spot color, and then you would print this, once I changed it to just black, it would just be a screen of black on top of the spot color.
Yeah.
So maybe you could do maybe 2 spot colors. So it would just be a 3 color job. So it would be this color, this spot color, and then black, because this would also be black, like a black. And then you would just try to maybe do all the other writing on the front of the packaging or on the full packaging, keep it within that color scheme if you really wanted to like keep the color count down, because that can also save you money. If it's just 3 colors, like that's a little bit more digestible than like doing a 4 color process and spot colors on top of that. And so it ends up being like a 6 color job, so it can get crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all those details that you need to think about that, you're just designing what looks good, and sometimes it's hard to remember all the actual production of it and what that's going to look like.
You definitely need to be thinking of all of those things before, because your client is coming to you expecting you to know all of this stuff.
You're the expert.
So they're
not going to think to ask that. Probably, they don't understand. They haven't maybe been through the process before.
Yeah, they want guidance from you as the professional to know what color, what costs what, because they probably never dealt with a printer before usually, or have a ton of experience with it. So they're looking to you as the expert to be kind of the go-between. So yes, I'll just keep playing with this like other option. I don't know if this is feeling very feminine.
I agree.
And every time I look at it this way, I think this is like a robot for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm getting like very like Jefferson's robot. I don't know if anybody knows the Jeffersons. Yes. Is that the Jeffersons?
The Jetsons?
Jetsons. Oh my gosh. The Jeffersons. The Jetsons. Yeah. That might age me a little bit, but it's fine.
No, I remember
okay, good.
Jetsons, so yeah. Maybe that ages both of us, but
yeah, maybe, whatever. Who cares?
It's fine. If you guys have any last minute questions, feel free to ask. And then we can also pull up our schedule for the rest of the day and just go through that, since there's a lot going on that I would love for you guys to know about. There we go. So earlier this morning, there was a stream in Adobe Fresco, and then also Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge, and a photo compositing stream, and Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. So a lot went on this morning that you can watch replays for. If you missed them, highly suggest going back and watching them, learning more about Photoshop and Fresco. And then we are almost done here with Lindsay. And so right after this, if you stick around, there's going to be an XD Daily Creative Challenge with Peter, and then a draw along with Kyle, and then a design off with Voodoo Val and Kat Willett. So make sure you stick around, because there's so much going on. And we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, so that you can continue seeing more of Lindsay's process, see how these candles turn out, ask more questions. And there will be another Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge right before this stream tomorrow as well. So you'll want to watch that so you can participate in the challenge and get feedback from Lindsay during the stream tomorrow. So yeah.
Awesome.
Super awesome. Thanks
So-
you guys so much for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone for joining. It's been fun.
It's been super fun. Fun to chat the office, and I'm excited to talk more tomorrow.
Like, take these and run with it. Like, have fun, create your own stuff. I would love to see some of other people's ideas of how they would, create different designs for their favorite show, or even if it's not The Office, like just seeing what people come up with is fun.
Maybe think about a fun passion project tonight, and then tomorrow when you come back to watch the stream, let us know what you came up with.
Yeah,
and awesome. What you're going to be working on. So
yeah, I'd love to see it. So
yes. Well, thank you guys so much, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.